This is Gali Gofab. Thank you very much for joining me here today. Today I'm going to be talking about fibromyalgia with how to treat it with diet and supplements. Fibromyalgia is a complex chronic condition characterized by chronic widespread musculoskeletal pain that causes sleep and cognitive disturbances, depression, fatigue, migraines, and overall widespread pain all over the body. Even psychiatric symptoms often accompany fibromyalgia. Now, as of now, fibromyalgia has an unknown cause and uncertain pathophysiology. However, it is an actual disease of pain regulation. People with fibromyalgia experience higher than normally perceived intensity of pain. Fibromyalgia is triggered or aggravated by physical or emotional stressors and trauma and infections sometimes as well. Fibromyalgia is more common in women than it is in men, and it affects about approximately 2 to 3% of the global population. Its prevalence increases with age, and the risk increases for people with rheumatic diseases. Now, the muscle pain associated with the condition has been linked to nutritional deficiencies, and sometimes an imbalance of nutritional components, including vitamins and minerals, can play a crucial role in developing fibromyalgia. So here are natural ways to help treat this condition. Number one, magnesium. Studies have shown a decrease in magnesium levels in people with fibromyalgia. Magnesium deficiencies are linked with low-grade chronic inflammation, with muscle weakness, and lowered pain threshold, which are typical symptoms of fibromyalgia. It would be best if you took magnesium in citrate form and in sufficient quantities to have the best effect. I recommend taking daily supplements of 400 milligrams per day before sleep at night. Now, also probiotics are important. Research shows that people with fibromyalgia have altered microbiome with an abundance of different microbes correlated with disease. Therefore, probiotic treatment can be very beneficial for people with fibromyalgia. One study examined the effects of 7 weeks of supplementation with a multi-species probiotic supplement, and they found that it led to improved cognition and better impulsive choice making and decision making in 40 people, a small study, with fibromyalgia. Still, when asked, the people in this study stated that they really had no benefits in feelings of pain or quality of life or lowered levels of depression, but there still was some improvement. I recommend taking a probiotic supplement with at least 10 different bacterial strains and 100 billion bacteria, otherwise known as colony forming units. I have a link at the bottom of this video for a good brand that you can buy on Amazon. Also, selenium. According to a study on the role of nutrient supplementation in managing chronic pain and fibromyalgia, researchers reported a selenium deficiency in people with this disease. Selenium is necessary to produce antioxidant enzymes that fight free radicals, which cause cellular damage. Now, Brazil nuts have the highest levels of selenium, but it is also found in brown rice and other whole grains, and certain beans and cashews. Now, selenium also comes in supplement form. However, you can overdose on selenium, which may cause fever, nausea, liver damage, and heart problems. Therefore, it is best to increase selenium-rich foods than to supplement in an unmonitored way. Now, also vitamin D. About 40% of people with fibromyalgia have been reported to have vitamin D deficiency. Studies show the connection between low levels of vitamin D and chronic pain and depression and anxiety, all common in people with fibromyalgia. Now, in a study led by a team from the Department of Oncology in the Royal Berkshire Hospital in the United Kingdom, researchers assessed the role of vitamin D supplementation in managing fibromyalgia. And the research involved 466 studies and found that vitamin D deficiency is prevalent in people with this disease. Now, certain breakfast cereals are fortified with vitamin D, and another way to boost vitamin D and maintain optimal levels is by spending time in sunlight. I cover this in length in my video on vitamin D, which I will have a link at the bottom of this video. The healthiest time to spend under the sun is midday, when the UV index is over 3. You can find this information in any weather app or on your phones, on your smartphone. Also, iron deficiency produces many emotional and psychological problems because of energy metabolism. Also, iron deficiency produces deficits in memory and learning capacity and poor motor skills. Iron deficient people also have increased anxiety, depression, and attention problems. All of these symptoms are also common in fibromyalgia, and they're named together as fibro fog. And now, even after supplementation, sometimes behavioral issues do persist, but it is still better to supplement. Now, one study indicated a potential link between iron deficiency and fibromyalgia, another study, and they found that most people with fibromyalgia also had iron deficiency anemia. And another study examined the effect of iron supplementation on fibromyalgia symptoms, with 81 people participating in this study, and their results showed an overall improvement only in the group that received supplementation with iron. Now, iron deficiency also affects dopamine function, since iron is a cofactor in a crucial enzyme in dopamine production. Also, gamma aminobutyric acid. It's a inhibitory neurotransmitter with a role in the reduction of neuron excitability. It's increased in iron deficiency, and this leads to decreased brain activity because of insufficient energy. Now, it is crucial to ensure sufficient iron levels, but you must also avoid too much iron, because increased iron levels promote the generation of free radicals, leading to cellular and tissue damage, leading also to similar symptoms as iron deficiency: dementia, reduced brain function, depression, also emotional behaviors. Now, since ideal quantities of iron are different for different populations, I do recommend consulting with a nutritionist after doing blood tests to ensure that you have healthy iron levels, not too much and not too little. Also, you want to increase your sleep quality. A study on the association between pain and sleep in fibromyalgia by a team in the Department of Psychology in North Cyprus studied 16 quantitative studies, and the results revealed that increased pain in fibromyalgia was associated with reduced sleep quality and more sleep disturbances. And now, some ways to improve your sleep quality and reduce sleep disturbances include: number one, you want to reduce your blue light exposure at nighttime. You can turn off your blue light in all your computers, in your modern computers, smartphones. You have a way to turn off blue light, so you can find that in your settings. Also, consuming melatonin-rich foods before bedtime is very beneficial. These foods include oats, walnuts, tart cherries, and bananas. Also, you want to avoid caffeine consumption, of course, a few hours before bed, and that includes not only coffee, but black tea, green teas, and chocolate. Also, you want to take supplements that induce relaxation for better sleep, including valerian root, ginkgo biloba. Maybe put some smell of lavender in your room. Consuming about 240 milligrams of ginkgo biloba an hour before bedtime helps reduce stress and enhances relaxation and promotes better sleep. I don't recommend taking this on a regular basis, but when you do feel the need every once in a while, I do recommend taking it and having it handy at home. Also, physical activity, endurance exercise is very much recommended for people with fibromyalgia, as it helps endure pain and improve sleep. I suggest minimum 30 minutes of endurance exercise, such as walking, swimming, or biking, 3 to 4 times a week. So that's it for today.